Hello everyone, this is the chart for the new moon, which is occurring on August 16th of 2023. It's a new moon in Leo. It's sandwiched between the two full super moons that we're having in August, and it's the one and only new moon in Leo that happens every year. This is going to be an astrology-based reading, but also I get spiritual downloads and messages from my guides as we go through, and often songs and music as well. So I do color outside the lines quite a bit. If this looks like it's too much astrology for you, hang in there because there's going to be a lot more psychic messages and other things coming through. My name is vickieverlie and I'm the rock and roll prophetess. I've been a professional psychic for over 30 years. So I've looked at many charts. I do psychic tarot. I create decks. You can find out more about me at my website at vickieverlie.com. Do not be fooled by imposters. Again, you're watching the rock and roll prophetess on YouTube. Do not be fooled by imposters. If you find this information useful, please hit that subscribe and like button to activate the YouTube algorithm. It's highly appreciated. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. So here it is. It's at 5:38 a.m. Eastern. Times will vary. We've got the new moon at 23 degrees of Leo conjunct Lilith and Venus. And then we've got the part of fortune. And we also have Juno in the sign of Leo. So we've got this big lineup in the sign of Leo over here. So Leo energy is definitely afoot. It is the time for laughter, fun, celebration, parties. There's many parties going on. Many people are vacationing and having fun. And it's just a time to really cut loose before we head into, the sign of Virgo, and many of the kids go back to school and all this sort of thing. So it's with the sign of Lilith too. So there is this break. Lilith brings this energy of empowerment, of strength, particularly the strength of the feminine. Even though the sun is definitely like a masculine sign, Leo is considered a masculine sign because of the sun rulership. But we've got this nice sandwiched in between Venus, the goddess of love, and then Lilith, the fierce feminist, warrior feminist is over on the other end of it. So there is definitely this this feminine rising is what the guides are coming through with. There's a feminine rising, definitely. But as Leo is the bringer of fun, delight, happiness, joy, children, music, amusement parks, all these sorts of things. And when I look at this chart, psychically, that's really the vibe that I really get out of it the most. This is going to be a time of a lot of fun. It's at 23 degrees, so it's squaring with the Uranus. I think this is the tightest aspect here. We've got Uranus at 23 and then the new moon. So we've got this big square happening here with the Uranus. But, that could be, don't go overboard. Things could get out of hand, but not really. I feel like it's just like let yourself free. Let your hair down, let yourself have a little fun. There could be exciting twists and turns. That's what the guides are coming through with. There could be some exciting twists and turns filled with excitement, and things may not be what you turn out how you expected. Don't make too many tight plans, just kind of keep it loose. Keep it loose. Wild and loose, they're saying. Wow. Keep it wild and loose and wild and free. Yeah. So do that and just kind of let it flow. Because when you get in a state of play, when you're serious all the time, which I struggle with this, definitely. When you're always serious, then it's hard sometimes for the universe to come through. It's hard for the universe or your higher guidance or whatever you want to call it, your connection to spirit and your soul connection. It's harder to speak and hear your soul connection because when you're serious, you're too much in your mind, you're too much in your head. And that can be, a side effect of the Uranian energy. But in Taurus, it's very grounded. But, so get out of your head. Forget about your trouble. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Do, chase all our cares away. Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good one. The guides come through with some oldies sometimes. Yeah, forget your troubles and get happy. Because when you do that, when you release it, then it can come through. The fifth house in the Leo energy also rules over creativity. I know a lot of creatives watch my channel. And, I'm a creative and a maker and everything myself. So like, I've been doing more art than anything, it seems, lately, you know. So, you know, I'll be working on an art piece, working on it, and I just can't make it look right. I can't make it look right. And then, you know, you just set it down. Go do something else. Go, you know, lighten your energy. And then when you come back to it the next day, it's like, oh, you know, exactly, you know, and just bing, bang, boom, it's fixed, and you got it exactly, you know, exactly right. So you need to take a break from whatever you're concentrating on. You need to take a break from your troubles and just loosen up. And there has to be some balance in life. After all, the nodes have moved into Aries and Libra now. And they're at 26 degrees of fire and air. So that's also making, it's I keep wanting to call it the eclipse because I've been doing so many eclipse readings, which are available too, by the way, if you want to get the eclipse reading done on your chart. But it's not the eclipse, it's just the new moon. But, you know, it's trining the north node in Aries. And it's also sextiling that south node in Libra. So, you know, the whole Aries-Libra aspect, axis and aspects, is between the self and the partnership. And the Libra part of it is definitely about, you know, finding the balance. So we have to find that balance. So you could even take this like work and play, self and partnership. You know, there has to be a balance. So this is a time, because I feel like many people, we don't make time for fun. Oh, that's and you know, the fifth house is children and child stuff, you know. And, you know, oh, that's for kids. I'm an adult. I have adult responsibilities. You know, I got to do this and that and the other, you know, and drive. And with the Aries energy, it could be drive, drive, drive. And even the Pluto is in those higher degrees back in Capricorn. I want to finish up this project, you know, and blah, 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 drive, drive, drive. You gotta decompress. You gotta have time for fun. You gotta find that Venusian energy, you know, because the Libra is ruled by Venus here too. And then we've got the Jupiter-Uranus ruled by Venus too. Lucky things, seemingly lucky things and wonderful things. So it's 9 degrees out, but it's getting closer. You know, Jupiter's going to catch Uranus here. You know, so there's this, Jupiter's in that sign of Taurus, using that Venus energy in the sign of Taurus to pull us over to this. Be a little more spontaneous with the Uranian energy. Be a little more free. You know, Jupiter rules the 9th house. You know, think outside the box. Try that different thing. Go to that different place. Try that different food. You know, think outside the box. Try different things. Experiment. Experiment. Don't be so set in your ways. And delightful things can manifest from it. That's what the guides say. Delightful. Delightful things. We've also gotten these higher degrees, which is, you know, tied in a lot of different ways. The Neptune here, it's been sitting there at that 27 degrees. You know, so it's bringing in that spiritual thing, that deep spiritual thing. But as always, as I always say, you know, the Neptune is very subtle. The Neptune isn't like Aries. You know, Neptune in Pisces isn't like the Aries sign, where it could be kind of right in your face, you know. The Neptune is very subtle. You've got to court that Neptune energy. You've got to court it through the Venus, through this, you know, this. You've got to court the muse, as some people say. You know, you've got to invite the muse in, or just get in a state of being receptive to court the muse. And sometimes, you know, when you've got a lot on your plate, you just can't flip that switch that easily necessarily. Sometimes you got to blow it off. You got to have some fun. You got to go do something, you know, blow off some steam, or, you know, shake it off. You know, you can't sit, well, maybe you can, but most people don't sit in a state of meditation all the time. You got to get out and move around. You got to have laughter. You got to do activities. And in doing so, it cleanses that aura. What they're showing me, and I'm doing it with my head, but you can't see, it's like when a dog comes out of the water, out of the Neptune, and they shake their coat off, and you know, yeah, that's your aura. Your aura is full of all that stuff, you know. And if there's no, you know, one of the Leo with the dog, even though it's the lion, of course, but you know, dog energy can be very much Leo. They want to play and have frisbee and do fun, and they're always down for some fun, and you know, they're always happy. That's the best of that Leo energy can offer. So shake that coat, shake that, or maybe get out and shake that tail feather a little, right? And shake off all that old aura clogging stuff, so that you can, you know, what happens after you've had a whole day of, you know, whatever. Like, I don't go to I'm not an amusement park lover, but people are. You know, I don't like rides. I don't see why people would pay money to be locked in a metal thing and bounced around. You know, it's just never appealed to me. But I know a lot of people love it. But, you know, after a day of at amusement park or at a picnic all day when you're playing volleyball and doing different things, you come home and you're just like, you're beat. Because it kind of takes it all out of you, but it gets rid of all that other stuff too. And then maybe you'll take a hot bath or whatever, but then you can get into that receptivity. You know, you always have to, if you've had a good day, a long day out doing whatever, or just in the garden. For me, it was one of the things I like to do. You know, when you had a good day and you've done a lot of physical, you know, exertion and, you know, activities, then you sleep so well that night. You know, so many people can't sleep, because that's where the Neptune energy comes in too, through your dreams and your subconscious mind and your sleep. So it's getting out of your head, getting into the physical, getting out and having fun, doing some socializing, all these sorts of things. You know, we do have, this is closing in, we'll be talking more and more about this Chiron conjuncting the North Node. So, you know, there is a big healing that's going on for everyone. There's like a mass healing that's going on. And yeah, the Aries can be somewhat about me and my, and can be a little self-obsessed. You know, there's a positive and negative to everything. But it's also that self-care thing, you know, that self-healing. You're no good to anybody unless you, and if you're just constantly drain, oh, I gotta work, I gotta help, I gotta do this, I got chores to do at home, I got this work. You know, if you're constantly working, all work and no play, you know, as the saying goes. But also let's just look at Aries from the sense of its fire energy, and this is fire energy. So things are getting sparked. You're finding your fire, you're finding your passion. You're reconnecting with that passion. You're being true unto yourself with the Aries energy, finding your true passion, your true calling, your true path to salvation is what's coming through. But that sounds a little too preachy for me. Those aren't my words. But your path to salvation is what they want me to say. But, you know, your path to you finding your true soul's calling and finding that thing that really lights you up and gives you that spark and gets you excited, and the thing that you can do for hours and hours and hours, and you know, you never look at the clock and it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been here for so many hours. It's just time flies when you're having fun, right? Time flies when you're having fun, and your aura is getting cleansed whether you know it or not. You know, all this burdensome kind of thing is getting cleansed. We do have some things moving into Virgo at this point. We've got the Mars conjunct the Mercury, and with Pallas Athena here. So Mars and Pallas Athena is this warrior energy in Virgo. So you may be, and Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, you may be thinking, well, I need to tackle this project. I really need to tackle this project and get it done. And maybe you can get it done. You know, there can be a lot of energy towards that, towards, you know, knocking out this thing it feels like this thing that's been, you know, on my to-do list forever, because Mercury in Virgo likes to make to-do lists, that's for sure. So yeah, knocking out that to-do list. We're moving in on, at this time, we're moving in on this Mars opposed Neptune, very different energy. Mars is all go. Aries, you know, I say Aries because of course it's the ruler, first house, Aries, Mars. But yeah, this go energy, forge ahead, do everything, and then Neptune's just kind of very different energy. But again, like I was saying, the thing that I really get out of this is like, use it up. Go out there and use it up, you know, knock that thing, knock it out of the park, go to a sporting event, go to a ball game. A lot of activities, a lot of fun with people, having fun, and it's just going to make these to-do lists seem not so insurmountable then, you know. Then you have to recharge your batteries, basically. This is a time to recharge your batteries. That's coming through really, really strong. Let's recharge our batteries. And whatever that means to you. It might not be, like I said, I don't like amusement parks, but maybe you do, you know, or, you know, what I like to garden, maybe you don't, you know. You know, or whatever. I like to do creative stuff, maybe you don't. But recharge your batteries. so that you're not depleted, so that you're not just constantly, you know, trying to get it done, trying to get it done. It feels like there's so many people caught in these insurmountable goals or these insurmountable long to-do lists. So it's reminding me of the Seven of Pentacles from the Tarot, which Seven of Pentacles in the Tarot could be good or bad. You know, I hate to, you know, break it down to just good or bad. I hate when people say that. Well, is that good or bad? Well, it's whatever you make it. You know, it's how you use that energy. I'm going to find that card because that just keeps kind of popping into my mind here. I always, because sometimes the Seven of Pentacles can mean you come into a large sum of money and what are you going to do with it? Yeah. But sometimes his face looks really troubled to me. And that's kind of the thing that I'm getting the vibe for this as to, that's the thing that's got to be shaken loose. This being troubled or worried or constantly, and it could be pentacles or anything. It's this mountain of, maybe it's a mountain of laundry that you got to get done, you know, or whatever. You know, it could be anything. It's this mountain of things that are on your to-do list over here again, you know. So that'll be there when you get, the laundry will be there when you get back, you know. Go out, take a day, even if you can't take a day, you can take a couple hours, right? You can take a couple hours for yourself, to heal yourself. Because again, you know, like they say in not the boats, maybe they say it on boats too, but on the airplanes, you know, you can't save anybody. You got to put your oxygen mask on first. Yeah, we talked about, I'm looking at the aspectarian real quick, we talked about the Uranus squares to the Venus and everything. You could fall in love with that Uranus square Venus. You could just fall in love all of a sudden. You could fall in love with yourself again. Or who, you know, remember who you really are. That's what I'm really getting out of this. Because sometimes we're so far removed from who we really are. And then it's just like you do this thing. It's like, man, I really love doing this. Why don't I do this? But you forget about it until, you know, until you actually have done it again. It's like, oh yeah, after I do this laundry or after I get on, yeah, then I'll go do that fun thing. Or could even be sex, you know. Sometimes when people get in long-term relationships, they don't have as much sex. They're like, yeah, you know. Then once you do, it's like, oh, I forgot, I really do like sex. I mean, this is good, because that's another kind of an example of where talking about clearing out your aura, yeah. And then the Mercury is trining the Uranus. Yeah, the Mercury Mars is trining the Uranus. And then Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So if you get some time to clear things out, then these different ideas can come in. Because if you're running around the same ideas, like I said earlier about when you walk away from, like I walk away from a painting, and then I come back the next day and it's like, oh, this is what I need to do to fix this painting, and it's done. But if you just keep trying to push it, you know, things aren't in balance. We got to find that balance. Jupiter's also trining Mercury, yeah. So definitely, you know, for those of you that are trying to write or communicate, or if you've been in a stuck problem with somebody where they're just not getting it, where you have a long-standing disagreement or argument, maybe you could have a breakthrough of like, well, how about if we do this? Or try to put it another way that changes everything. That they can, then it's like the new light can be shined down, because it's the sun in Leo. Sun, the ruler of sun, Leo, is the sun. Where are we at here? You see that? So this, you know, this light is being shown, right? This light is shining out. It brings forth joy, happiness, creativity. With the Lilith, it can bring a little bit of bossiness or condescendingness. I mean, there's always, again, got to take the good with the bad. There's always a positive and negative. Oh, I'm getting, like, vertigo's acting up again. I got to put my head up here for a second. Ooh, all right, yeah, so I guess I'm going to wrap it up because I'm getting a little dizzy here. I might have to go lay down. But it's the kind that, you know, has to do with having your head in certain positions. That's that kind of vertigo. Yeah, and then the ongoing Pluto sextile, you know, that's been going on for a long time. But once again, time to have fun, time to shine like the sun. Shine on, you used to shine like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Get out, go on vacation. If you don't have time, can't do a vacation, either you don't have the time or you don't have the money. You know, there's always some kind of fun thing that you can just take a couple hours to do. I feel like for a lot of people, it's going to be like what I said. It's like something that you always say, yeah, well, I'm going to get to it, and then you just never do. get to that thing. Allow that thing to, rediscover the joy of that thing that lights you up and sparks your interest and has made you so happy in the past. Don't put it off. That's the ego mind putting it off. That's the ego that's trying to say, do your to-do list, trying to be the taskmaker. Well, like Saturn's a taskmaster, trying to do that to-do list all the time. Your spirit wants to come through. Your spirit needs to be fed. You need to do the self-care in order to stay in the balance. We all do, okay? All right, everybody. Well, I am offering those eclipse readings. If you haven't signed up already, I know many people are signing up. It's a tri-wheel, and we take a look at all of, first year wheel, the first eclipse, and then the second eclipse as well. I got to get myself a spray here. Hot flashes and vertigo. The joys of being a crone. Anyways, so that's available. And so it's a psychic look at what's going on, but it's really like a transit look too. It's a look at the upcoming transits with a focus on, some of the big astrology things. If you like astrology readings, if you prefer the tarot readings more, the psychic tarot readings, I do always have those available on my website too. And by ordering the readings and the various things that you do, that is what helps keep this channel going and me able to put up, the readings all the time. You can find all this stuff on my website. Also, I wanted to point out that I've been putting my art on Instagram, and I'm trying to get some of my artwork out there on Instagram. So if you enjoy spiritual art, I would love it if you could follow me on Instagram. What these are the Tapestry of Life mandalas, mandalas or mandalas. And these are made from your chart if you like astrology. This is a custom art piece that I make from your chart. I've done many of them over the years. And you could find those on my website. And with it, while I'm making the mandala, or the mandala, or whatever, I always call it mandala for some reason. I just have that in my head. While I'm doing that, I'm also getting psychic impressions. Now, it's kind of like a soul reading, but really a soul reading is a whole different thing. I'm going to have to just give myself another spray. The soul reading is about looking at the aspects in your chart and your south node and everything. This is just almost like a scrying thing. I look at these wheels and, I get downloads and messages from the art itself, And if you were interested in ordering that, if you go on my website under the art tab, and you keep scrolling down, there's various things of art, but I have a couple of things. This is also a custom thing made from your sun, rising, and moon. It has your chart in it, custom art. This is another custom art. These are these custom glyphs that I make for you. It's, for your chart and your astrology stuff, sun, rising, moon, and different things, your elements. And then the Tapestry of Life mandalas, these are at the bottom. So, it does come with a soul reading, which is different from the soul reading that you'd order separately. I arrive at it differently. I get the soul reading that I do with this comes through from the art itself rather than just the aspects in the chart and everything. So it's under the art tab if you're on my website and you didn't know where to order it. And then I have courses and everything, and then of course I have the various readings, like the eclipse reading, but I also have card readings and just other chart readings and stuff like that. So yeah, on Instagram I'm just vickieverlie, my name. I'm trying to build myself up on there for the art stuff. So I do appreciate anybody who, if you are on Instagram, if you want to follow me, I really appreciate that. I just started, I've had that account for a long time, but I never really did anything with it. Just a couple months ago I started posting my art on there. So, and there's an Etsy shop too, where you can buy prints and different things too. If you're interested in any of that spiritual art, I do appreciate that. So here it is, everybody. Leo new moon. Get out there. Let's have some fun. Let's cleanse our aura. Let's heal ourselves. The laundry list, the to-do list can wait. It's time to have a little fun. It's time to remember who you really are. Find that inner child within you. Nourish that fun and enjoyment. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have the best day ever, and we'll talk again soon.